stream yesterday. It was very cold, very wet, and really bad conditions for live streaming. It was Melbourne Cup day. I was awfully tired as well. I am again today. So I did not end up streaming yesterday, sorry guys, but that's all right. We're here today. We'll come out and see Joda, and we'll sort of do a bit of a Melbourne Cup recap. And yeah, we'll sort of discuss the race. And Rufa, yes, you've made it. How are you? Welcome to the stream. My good friend Rufa, how are you doing? Caribou as well, welcome in. How are you guys? I cannot explain how tired I am, guys. I am fucking absolutely wrecked at the moment. I didn't really sleep that well last night. Then got home from work today, just had a short nap, and then I woke up and trained early, and then it brings us to here. Good night. Today was a big day. What did you get up to, Rufa? What made your day so big today? I thoroughly enjoyed the Melbourne Cup, Nathan. I'm glad you're here to have a chat about it. I've said this before, but yeah, half yours used to be at our stable. Like, I've handled him, I've worked him on the treadmill, I've worked with him a fair bit. He used to be our horse, and then yeah, unfortunately, they sold him online, and yeah, the McAvoys bought him, and fuck, he just proved me right that I thought that he, had plenty of ability. Hello, Classic. Hello. Good boy. Nathan, they did not call me in, thank God. Thank the Lord they didn't call me in. I don't even know if I would have woken up from the phone call anyway. I slept pretty bad until about 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I finally ended up being able to sleep properly. But yeah, no, I most definitely don't think I would have gone in. Oh, I probably would have, but I would have cracked the shits about it. Anyway, yeah, half yours still in the Cup stubble. I thought it was a very big possibility of happening. And yeah, like, it was good to see that happen, I think. I didn't bet on him. I didn't bet on the race at all. I lie. I had a sports bet gave me a bonus bet for some reason. I don't know why. And I put it on Vauban, who finished 6th. I thought he ran well, but just simply wasn't good enough. That's all it was for him. Yes, so I did have my hands on the Cup winner, Nathan. I've handled him before. I've worked him on the treadmill. I've saddled him. I've fucking did a lot with him. And then I'll never forget his run at Cranbourne. I think it was his 4th start. He was sitting maybe 2nd or 3rd last at the bend, the final bend. And then he circled the field and put about 6 lengths on him with fucking ease. He just careered away from the rest of the field. And it was from that start, that day on, I thought, gee, this horse is a genuine star, like superstar. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah, they sold him. Living the Aussie life, for sure am. About to come out here and get Joda and feed our beautiful old ex-racehorse, Cruz. My friend finally came to me and asked about Jesus. We kind of took like half the school day, skipping classes, just talking. It was worth it because saving souls is more important. Well, that's good, Rufa. I'm glad you could have a good chat. And Jesus, this area is still prone to me falling in. Yeah, that's good that you've been able to help. I guess help someone through something. So that's amazing. That's really good. You sound like you're a lovely person, Rufa. So That's fantastic you did that, even though it come at the expense of missing a bit of school. Little Lily, hello, how are we doing? Welcome into the stream. I just had to go and get Joda. I'll get him in just a second. He's waiting for me up there. He's looking. I'll get Joda's thoughts on the Melbourne Cup. I thought the race was good, but I really do think that Joe Moreira is an idiot. Taking off like he did was stupid. Yes, Nathan, 100%. Didn't really give Land Legend much of a chance when he did that. I know the horse is pulling like crazy, and he has been prone to doing things like that before, but still, a senior jockey like that should have, been able to try to work with the horse a bit more and tried to get him settled, Sometimes, like, international jockeys coming over just like for a ride like that, it really sort of bothers me a little bit because, they don't even sit on the horse before riding it, they just, the first instance they ride the horse is on Cup Day itself. They don't actually, come in, a couple of weeks beforehand and start riding the horse through track work and even in the race leading up to the Cup, it's just simply arrive on the day and start riding, How is a rider supposed to build any sort of rapport with the horse doing that? It just doesn't make sense to me. That Brittany, hello, welcome. How are you doing? Welcome in, Brittany. It's good to see you here. We'll get to Joda in just a second. He's very keen to get out, I can see. Desert, how are you? Welcome. Where are you watching from? Desert, where are you? Everyone, if you're new here, let me know where you're watching from. I'd like to know where everyone is from the world. Am I vegan? Definitely not, no. No, unfortunately, Samia won't be riding Joda today. I'm absolutely cooked. I got home, had a quick nap, and then I actually trained before coming out here with Joda today. So I've already trained today, guys. So that is why I'm kind of cooked today. Australia, yes, I'm from Australia. Where are you from? Crisco? Scarlett, welcome. How's Scarlett today? Rufa, did I bring the bipod? I bought a tripod. Sorry, yes, I bought a tripod, but I'll tell you what I did, Rufa. I did this yesterday. I bought a gimbal, it's called. It's so when I go live, the camera's not all shaky in that, and it'll be a lot more smoother to watch. So I bought a gimbal, and it's mainly for when I go out and do a live stream at the zoo or the wildlife park or Sovereign Hill or the museum or something like that. That's where it's going to come most in handy. I think it's arriving tomorrow, so I might bust it out and I'll have a crack streaming with it tomorrow. I was planning to possibly go to the Melbourne Zoo this Sunday, but don't know if I will. It looks like it's going to be pretty crappy weather, so not sure. Come here, Joda. Good boy. Come here, old man. Sorry. What are you doing? What has happened to your head collar? It's like inside out. There we go. They don't know the horse. What are you talking about, Caribou? I genuinely don't rate Joe at all. Not in Australia, that's for sure. No, he's never done much down here, Nathan. So yeah. I find it hard to rate him as well when he hasn't really done anything down here. Tripod and bipod, same thing. I knew what you meant, Rufa. I bought it with me, but like I said, it's funny you asked that question because I literally bought a phone gimbal yesterday, and I'm waiting for it to be delivered. Joda looks very locked in. Yeah, I didn't get out here to him yesterday, unfortunately. It was just the weather was fucking terrible, so I never got the chance to get out here with him. So he is very much looking forward to having his dinner today, I think. Emmeline, welcome to the stream again. How are you today, Emmeline? What have you been up to? I'm sorry I didn't get to stream yesterday. That will be heaps better for you. Yeah, 100%, Nathan. That it won't be so, like, even now I can see on the stream, it's a bit shaky when I walk. So having a gimbal will 100% be a good investment, I think. So that will be much, much better for you guys to be watching. Does he eat grass otherwise? Yeah, the Joda eats, he is having a field day with the amount of grass that's out in the paddock at the moment. So, yeah, but he gets a hard feed every day as well, which just complements his diet and helps him with his weight. Riding horses, how were they? How are your horses today? Where is Joda going? Oh, that's okay, Caribou. Yeah, no, they don't know the horse. You're right. Where does Joda think he's going? Joda, there is a massive sort of body of water down there. You will see it and not want to go through it, buddy. Come here. Where are you going? Come and have your dinner. That's a boy. What happened to my previous gear to record? Oh, I've got it all, Roofer. I was just, I simply, bought a gimbal. I forgot if I've asked in a previous stream, but do you hunt at all? No, Roofer, I don't. No hunting. All I do with Joda is trail riding, really. What is it, Joda? What can you see, mate? Something's caught his attention. How often do I ride Joda? At this stage, not often, but I need to, bust the saddle out and start getting him going again, because he started to, he's at a good weight. The weather's slowly improving. Well, the next fucking week or so is meant to be shithouse, but fingers crossed after that it's supposed to start warming up properly. Tells Australia by the vegetation. Well, you guessed really, really well there, Crisco. The as you can see, it's very, very green, and you can see all the the eucalyptus trees that the koalas love. So that was a very, very solid guess there. I don't mind. Right now it's 11:02. Well, it is 6:03 for me at the moment. I very much need to take a quick piss, guys. So I will set the tripod up, and you guys can have a look at Joda while I just take a quick piss. And then I want to get into something about the Melbourne Cup. Something since the race that has been really pissing me off. I think Nathan will probably know what I mean. And I'm talking about the blood in Half Yours' mouth. And the animal activists have been having an absolute fucking field day with it. I'm just over the rot. I'm just so sick of it. I'm even thinking about making a long form video about it. It's just really pissing me off. I'll explain to you guys after I just take a quick piss what I'm talking about and why I'm so fucking frustrated by it, and the reasons why he had blood in his mouth and why it is wasn't really an issue. And so I'll cover all that in just a second. You going to bed? No worries, Emmeline. It's pretty late over there, so I don't blame you for going to bed. So, yeah, you have a good sleep, and I will hopefully see you in another stream soon. Opinions on racing. I love racing, Scarlett. I work in the industry. Joda's an ex-racehorse, and this bloody tripod is stuck. For Christ's sake. Now I just dropped the bloody pin. As I said, I work in racing. I see firsthand what happens in racing, and that is why I'm all for racing. All right, goodbye there, Emmeline. I will see you in another stream. What in the actual fuck is going on here, guys? It is my tripod is refusing to extend. We might not be having a tripod today by the looks of this. Hello, Darren. How are you? Welcome into the stream, Darren. How are you? Oh, maybe that's why. I undid the wrong bloody... Jesus, fuck, I'm stupid. I undid the wrong bloody screw, guys. All right, we'll pop this back on. And we will be ready to Ready to stream. Yeah, hopefully it's not broken, Nathan. No, I don't think it is. No, we're all good. We're all good. I feel like I'm missing a pin though. Did I put it in my pocket here? Yeah, I did. There we are. All right. How long have I had Joda? Scarlet, I've had Joda for about 6 years now. So I've had him a little while. And he's been probably the best investment of my life, I'd say. So let me just leave you guys here for 1 second. I'll turn that around. And I'm going to just take a quick piss. I'll be back with you guys in just a second. Here we go, Joda. Good boy. Rightio. Hello, Renata. How are you doing? Welcome in. Chris, he's a beautiful boy. Yes, he is. Thank you very much. He's a lovely horse. Absolutely beautiful. Now, it's time for me to... Would I get another off the track? I sure would. Absolutely. Have to be the right one, though, but I'm not looking for one anytime soon. I'm very, very happy with Joda. Yeah, and it's time for me to sort of talk about the Melbourne Cup and the, well, it's a non-controversy because it's not an issue, but the people that are against racing have made it a massive issue and have been having a field day with this. So I need to talk about it. I've thought about making an actual long-form video, but I'll talk about it on stream. I'll say, thanks to you, Thomas, in July, you really talked up half yours after the Calandra Cup, and I backed him for the place 7.25. We should have taken the win odds. No, that's all right, Nathan. That win he had at Cranbourne, 4 start, gave me a lot of confidence that he was going to end up being a superstar. And I'm like, I don't want to like, you know, like it's just good to like to know that you've picked out a good horse and you've seen like a horse run around and you've seen the potential in the horse. Like it just gives you confidence knowing that you can do that and pick out a horse that's going to go on to do good things. Did you already go on your rant with? No, I haven't done that. I can sort of do that. I'll do that now. What AFL team do I go for? The Tigers, of course. Scarlet, I'm a massive, massive Richmond fan. But anyway, I'll get on to that now. I've seen sort of Stacey, welcome to the stream. It's glad to see you back in here. I haven't seen you too much lately, but yeah. Anyway, after the Melbourne Cup, half yours, the horse that won it, he had blood in his mouth, and the people that don't like horse racing, that hate it, have been having an absolute field day with it. They've been going, "Oh my God, what an atrocity! It looks terrible. The poor horse is in pain, and he's, you know, racing is so cruel and fucking all this and that." It's time for me to address it. You know, I am good. I feel like making a long form video about it and getting my like opinion and that out there, but I'll talk about it here on stream. Anyway, I've seen like Punch Bug. Oh no, Eric. Hello, how are you? Sorry, you and Punch Buggy have the same orange emblem. So sorry, but yeah, welcome in, Eric. But anyway, there's been like 4 arguments from the people who are against horse racing. The ones I've seen are obviously the blood in his mouth is one. The bit that they use for racing, the ring bit that they use, tongue tie, and obviously the hard crossover noseband that half yours is wearing. So first of all, I'll start with the blood in his mouth. We'll go from in order that I just said, okay? So blood in his mouth. He's obviously either bitten his tongue or the inside of his cheek, which was actually in the steward's report. Or he's, how that's happened, not too sure. It's very, very common for that to happen when a horse is wearing a tongue tie hard crossover. I've seen it happen many times. Even Haitotsu, horse that we had, won the Victoria Derby a few years ago. He did the same thing. Happened to bite the inside of his mouth, either during the run or before it, and yeah, he had blood in his mouth during the race as well. That race as well. Anyway, so yeah, very, very common for that to happen when a horse is wearing a hard crossover tongue tie. Do you watch it? I sure do, Crisco. I watch the BBL. I go for the Melbourne Renegades. Yeah, so that's a common occurrence, and who knows? He may have even smashed his mouth on the starting gates. Like, anything could have happened. So that's the blood in the mouth. Very, very minor. It was checked by the vets after the race. Jimmer, the strapper, gave it a washout with a hose, and they got rid of the blood. There was nothing of it. Because it's mixed with saliva, the blood, it looks like there's more blood than there actually is in his mouth. It was very, very minor. He ate up all of his feed this morning, as Tony McAvoy said. If it was really sore, he obviously wouldn't have been eaten. And he would have been in distress during the race. Yeah, if you watch the race, watch the replay, he was very relaxed and had a good run, and obviously was in a good rhythm. If he was in pain, he would have been pulling and been all over the place. Did you go and watch the Melbourne Cup? No, I just watched it on TV, Scarlett. He's got a poncho. Yeah, Joda's got his rug on. I'm probably gonna have to leave it on tonight as well, and I'll be able to take it off tomorrow, Eric. But where was I saying? What was I saying? Yeah. So yeah, he got his mouth washed out, blood cleared out like instantly after the race, and that was it. Very, very minor. No blood from the nose, as some people have been saying. Just passing through tonight, about to crash. No, that's all right, Stacey. It's been good to see you come in and say hello. It's always a pleasure to see you. So yeah, welcome in, and yeah, make sure you don't sleep through for your appointment. Welcome, Renata. How are you? All right. So the second thing that they are getting upset about is the ring bit, the bit that was in Half Yours' mouth, like on the bridle. Now, okay, you're riding a horse going 60 plus kilometers an hour in a crowded area with 20 plus other horses around you. Going that fast, you obviously need a strong bit to control the horse a bit better. You know, would you rather them have, a weak snaffle and have your horse like just bolt on you? You know, obviously you don't want that. Fucking idiots. You know, it's like you can't please. You need a stronger bit to be able to actually control your horse a bit better and get them. And when they're in a relaxed rhythm, the bit's not really doing too much to them during the race. All it is sort of restricting them a bit, and the jockey is using it as an aid, and then when the horse comes off the bit, that's when the horse knows to explode. Would Joda get a veteran discount going to a horse race? Well, he definitely would. He's 24 years old. 100%. He would get a veteran's discount. So yeah, Joda's an old boy and he'd get a veteran's discount. Those protesters are bloody years. So he eliminated the Easter Jumps Carnival in Adelaide. He bit his fucking mouth, for goodness sakes. Yeah, 100%, Nathan. That's what I'm talking about now. I'm going through all the things that I've seen since then. They've had an absolute field day seeing the blood in Half Yours' mouth. I can't believe it's such a big talking point when it's a nothing story. All right, third thing is the tongue tie that Half Yours is wearing. Can anyone in here tell me the use of a tongue tie? Why a racehorse wears a tongue tie? See if anyone can answer it. See if anyone knows the answer why they wear a tongue tie. If not, that's fine. You guys don't have to know. Like it's not an issue. I will tell you guys in a minute. Do you think any what thylacines might still exist in Australia? Oh, it's possible, Crisco. 100% it's possible. You never know. There's things out there that are very Yeah. So they don't swallow the tongue. Heck no, I don't know what that is. Okay. Nathan, that's one correct answer. Yes. That's another correct answer. Yep. Heck no, I don't know what that is. A tongue tie roofer is it's a, geez, it's like a fabric brand. It's really soft band, and it goes through the horse's mouth, around the tongue, and then you tie it onto the bottom of their jaw. It sounds bad, like, well, it sounds bad. I think. I don't know. I've put plenty of tongue ties on before, never had an issue. Horses never had an issue. But yeah, the main goal of a tongue tie is so that they don't swallow the tongue, they don't get the tongue over the bit, and yeah, so they don't choke down. So the use of a tongue tie is actually beneficial for a horse. It helps their breathing. You know, if you take a tongue tie off and he flips his soft palate, well, there goes your horse. Goodbye. So it is a safety mechanism. So you tell me, why would you take a tongue tie off when all it is doing is helping the horse? Obviously, you don't want to put it on too tight. Tony and Calvin McAvoy, veteran trainers, especially Tony McAvoy, clearly knows how to put a tongue tie on, for fuck's sake. So yeah, he had his tongue tie on, and it was a safety mechanism to help his breathing, so he could breathe properly during the race and wouldn't swallow his tongue or get it over the bit, so Jamie Carr would lose all sort of a sense of hold on, right airflow. Yes, exactly, Triple Dog. Join the live. Thank you very much, Stacey. I appreciate that for the hype. Do you have any other pets, Scarlett? I've got a couple of cats at home, but well, technically they aren't mine, but yeah, they are. So those protesters, 600 plus people died on Australian roads this year. Banned cars, yeah, that's right, Nathan. Oh, sorry, Joda, I accidentally bopped him in the head. Good boy. But yeah, look, the other thing too, why do they target racing in particular? Why don't they target harness racing? Where is the outrage at harness racing? You never see it about harness racing. Show jumping, you never see it about show jumping. Pretty sure it'd be a bit more fucking bad on the joints jumping a horse, you know, 1.30 meters in the air at the Olympics than simply a thoroughbred running as they're designed to do. But anyway, the last thing, guys, a hard crossover. Hard crossover. Does anyone know what a hard crossover noseband does for a horse? It's a noseband that sort of, it goes in a cross shape across their nose and it closes their mouth so they can't get their mouth open. What about the shocking? Yeah, exactly. Greyhound. Where is the outcry with the greyhound racing? Where is the outcry with the government shooting brumbies and just leaving them to die? Why is thoroughbred racing targeted so heavily? I'll tell you why. Because it's fucking, you know, popular and there's a lot of money involved. You know, they could not give a shit about other disciplines. But yeah, guys, hard crossover noseband. Anyone know what it does? Can someone tell me what a hard crossover does? I'll give you the answer in a minute. It's okay if you guys don't know, that's fine, but I will, because yeah, I will tell you. Hello from Liverpool, England. Hope Joda's still good and all your other, thank you very much. Granddad's gone fishing. That's a lovely name. Joda's doing really well. His weight's good. He's healthy. No health problems with him. He's nearly lost all of his winter coat, and yeah, we're just sort of hanging out for the weather to get a bit better. So yeah, Joda is doing absolutely fantastic. Caribou, no. Nathan, no. No, that's all right, guys. That's fine. I'll tell you guys. So hard crossover is so the horse doesn't get their mouth open. And when a horse gets their mouth open, rider loses all control. They can't control their horse. The horse starts to pull real hard. It affects their breathing as well. Horses, you know, they can sort of choke down and flip their soft palate again. So again, a hard crossover is a safety mechanism. Keeps the horse's mouth closed so they can't get it open. Gives the rider much more control over their horse. So you know, they don't go pull really hard and just go absolutely guns a-blazing. So you've got two safety mechanisms there, hard crossover and tongue tie. They will put on half yours to obviously help his breathing and to give Jamie Carr more control over him, or Jamie Mellum now that she's known. So look, if you take both of those things off, you take the hard crossover and the tongue tie off him, especially running at 3,200 metres, he's likely to sort of choke down. His breathing's going to go amiss. Jamie Mellum won't have a lot of control over him. And yeah, he probably runs last. And if he ends up flipping a soft palate, he's going to end up getting breathing issues and possibly need a throat surgery later on down the track. So why would you risk that when you can fix the issue by using these things to help the horse? You know, that is all it's doing. Plus, both the tongue tie and the hard crossover, they are removed directly after the race. The horse is wearing those things for probably a maximum of 20 minutes. 20 minutes. And then they're removed. So, yeah. I don't know. I sort of want to make a longer video about this, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. You know, if I did, I'd get all the bloody banned horse racing people come in and probably try and shut my channel down. They're all lucky to have such a good owner. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. Come here, Joda. I take a lot of pride in trying to look after Joda and give him the best life that I possibly can. He's a absolutely beautiful horse. And he deserves to live out his golden years in as much peace as he possibly can. Oh my! They target our races because they get bigger bang for their buck. For TV, yeah, exactly, Nathan. Exactly. A lot of the time, you don't hear much of them throughout the rest of the year, other than Melbourne Cup week. Fucking brilliant rant. Okay, I'm glad you agreed, Nathan, because I've been wanting to get that off my chest. It's been really pissing me off. I don't know whether to make a long form video about it or not. I'll try and figure that out over the next few days, see if I can or not. England is in the house, Stacey. Yes. But yeah. What are they like to go on about 170 plus horses have died on the racetrack throughout the year, which is like one every 2 days. That they have pulled that figure out of their asses. All deaths, all thoroughbred deaths are counted in that total. So you can have retired, like horses that have retired, that have passed away after their racing career, that end up getting included into that figure because like that their sort of profile hasn't been updated on Racing Australia that they're retired. It takes into account paddock accidents of spelling of thoroughbred racing thoroughbreds that have that are at spelling. It takes into account training accidents, actual racing deaths that happen at the track. Very, very, very small. With Melbourne Cup winner with bleeding, Rob Scary. Thomas took care of business. Thank you. Yes, you sure did. You sure did, Stacey. Thank you. Are camels only in the desert? Eric, yeah, mainly in the desert. Robski, seen footage bleeding from the mouth. Yeah, Rob, I covered this a bit earlier in my stream. Yeah, he had blood out of his mouth. It's very, very common for that to happen to a horse in racing, particularly when they're wearing a hard crossover and a tongue tie. I've seen it happen many times. I work in the racing industry myself. Yeah, he's either bitten his tongue, bitten his cheek. It was in the steward's report. Or he's accidentally banged his head on the starting gates coming out. Or heaven forbid, a horse has lost a shoe during the race and it's flicked up and hit him in the mouth. Like, whole range of incidents could have happened. The horse wasn't in any pain. If he was, he would have been pulling and fretting during the race, but he wasn't. He was in a nice, relaxed rhythm. And he was obviously running on a lot of adrenaline too, so he wouldn't have felt any pain during the race. His mouth was washed out straight afterwards, and he was fine. There was nothing else. A very, very minor cut. He ate up his food that night. Race feeds are typically high in salt, so if it was very painful, he wouldn't have eaten up. So yeah, no, that was. I know people, all the non-racing folk have had a field day with the blood in his mouth, but it looked like there was more blood than there was because of all the saliva that was mixed in with it, which obviously, you know, diversifies how much blood was in his mouth. But yeah. One of those idiots was on the radio and said, just go to a horse park and sit with the champagne and watch them roam freely. Well, where can you do that, Nathan? Yeah, like, where can you actually do that? There's not many places you can. Hello, Saldus. Hello, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? People in Melbourne need to worry about how dangerous Melbourne is first and second. Yeah, that is right, Smoke, 100%. Melbourne is a very, very dangerous city at the moment. But it's not really, I guess it's more of a government issue, that is. You know, they just keep letting people out on bail all the time. These young offenders with machetes, they go and stab someone, go to court, out on bail, and they're doing the same thing the next day. Same with car theft. People can steal cars. Police catch them, they go to court, court lets them out on bail, and they go off and do it again. So it's a government issue. Jacinta Allen thinks that the city is safe, but she won't go and walk out. She won't go and walk out on the streets without security guards. So how safe is it, Jacinta Allen? You tell me. Yeah, it's not nice to see injuries to the horses, particularly if they bow a tendon. But caribou, it is very, very uncommon for a racehorse to get an injury, and any sort of sign that they're going to get injured is usually picked up before it happens, and they're sent out and looked after before that eventuates. Yeah, thank you, Stacey. I appreciate that and the hype. How old are the racehorses at my work? When are they broken in? Sorry, doesn't really... No, that's all right, Scarlett. That's a perfectly good question to ask. Majority of them are between the ages of 2 years old and I think our oldest one's 8, but the majority of them are between 2 and 5. They get broken in when they're yearlings, so around 18 months old. Obviously, they're not fully developed at that age, and they're not pushed very hard. They're simply just broken in, not put under any pressure at all. And there's actually, for those of you that are worried about, you know, horses racing at 2 years old, and this is another thing that I get a lot. Horses race at 2 years old. They're too young to race and they shouldn't be doing it, and it's not good for their bones and their joints aren't developed. I understand that argument, but there's actually been a study done that proves that racing and doing speed work with a horse at 2 years old eventually leads to a horse that is more sound and has a longer racing career than a horse that starts later on. In a controlled environment, if you sort of give your horse speed work and race them at 2 years old and don't over push them, it's actually beneficial for them because it builds more bone density, strengthens the joints, strengthens, you know, the muscles surrounding the joints a bit more. You know, where if you start a horse older, you know, they don't get that early development in those bones and joints. If I could link that study, I would do it, guys, but yeah, I obviously can't do it midstream. I'll need to sort of maybe do a community post and put it on my community. Put it on a post on YouTube for you guys to read. But yeah, there's actually been an official study done on that. So I'm not just pulling that out of my ass or just saying that. There's literally been science behind it. You know, I was like, yeah, exactly, Nathan. Like, where can you simply just go out to a park and go and watch horses roam free? You can't. I'll tell you one thing similar with all these protests. The majority of all baby boomers, all retired and bored. Yeah. Yeah, that or they're university students. There's one of the two, you know? One of the two. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry for getting so agitated in this stream. I should be all on... we should be having a happy stream, shouldn't we, Joda? But yeah, guys. Ask Thomas if you'd like to share some treats with Joda. Yeah, guys, if you want to share some treats with Joda, then feel free to. I've got some carrots for him here. Today he's going to get his carrots after he's finished his feed. He hasn't got too much left, and then we'll take him out to the paddock and we'll take him out to the paddock and he can go and see his friends and see if he's decided to be friends with them yet. Yeah. Yeah, uni students, Nathan. You got, 18 to 21-year-old uni students that think that they know everything. And I personally don't have an issue with the people that are against horse racing. I like to have conversations with them, the welfare of the horse comes first, and if the welfare in racing and for the horses can be improved, I'm 100% open to it. But the thing is, when you give them facts and figures and, you give them your insight from having worked in the industry, they just completely go nuts and just fucking go, nah, you're an idiot, you're a fucking cruel, you're a piece of shit because of this and that and whatever. They don't want to have a discussion. They don't want to talk to you about it. They just want to label you as cruel and nasty and, where most people in racing are simply, very, very open to having a conversation with these people and asking them, how can we improve? Where can we do better? And Racing Victoria particularly is always doing that. They're always trying to see what they can do to improve the welfare of their horses. Mick, hello, welcome. How are you? It's good to see you in here, Mick. I'm glad you are, Caribou. That's great. I'm glad you're learning something. I hope everyone else in here too is sort of enjoying my bit of a rant. It's good to get it off your chest. They can't have conversations. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Nathan. They don't want to have conversations. They just want to protest and label you this, that, and the other. And yeah. Hello, Haley. How you doing? Welcome in. Mick, you had 5K on half yours, did you? I'm not going to believe that until I see the bet slip. I'm sorry. You post a bet slip on my community tab, screenshot it, and I'll believe that. Why do racehorses take Lasix? That's not used very often. Well, it's actually banned on race days in Australia. Triple dog. I'm not sure about the US, but it's used to get, so they get all the fluid out of their system. We use it for trials, but on race day it's banned. So they dry out and they don't have any sort of fluid, because fluid in the system, if they have water in their lungs. They've been drinking a lot of water and then they go and gallop hard. It creates pressure in their lungs, which can cause a horse to bleed out of the nose. So Lasix is used to prevent that from happening. It's banned on race days in Australia. I think in the US they can have it, but yeah, down here it's banned to have on race day. You can do it through trials and jump outs, but on race days, banned down here. Great, thanks, Thomas. Hope you had a great... Thank you very much, Haley. It was good Melbourne Cup though. I just put it on the TV and I watched it at home. It was a good day. It was good race. I was very, very happy to see the result of half yours get up, and the strapper, the guy that looks after that horse, Jimmer, absolutely lovely bloke. One of the best people I've ever met through racing. I was very, very happy to see all of his hard work and dedication pay off, and seeing him really, really happy after the race and embrace his kids was just, very, very heartwarming, and it was just absolutely fantastic to see. Hey, Joda. Good boy. Racing Victoria take a hardline stance on it. Absolutely they do, Nathan. 100%. They, Darren, there's been plenty of trainers that have been banned for different things, and if trainers especially, if a staff member at say my stable was caught hitting a horse or doing something cruel to a horse, they'd be sacked immediately. Kieran Maher would fucking tear shreds off them. I just don't think people understand that, a happy horse runs better. So why would you jeopardize that and make them anxious and nervous and try to, hurt them? It just doesn't make sense to me. A happy horse is a good horse. So you can bet 20 bucks. That's a bit more believable, Mick. Yeah. Would have been a good return though. 20 bucks on a half yours. That you would have got him at about $8, $8.50. Yeah. I didn't have a bet myself. I just put sort of a a $25 bonus bet on Vauban, and he ended up finishing 6th. He just simply wasn't good enough, but still ran a good race to finish 6th. Yes, Eric, Joda is a very, very good boy. D-Moore, it's been a very, very long time since I've seen you come into my stream. Yeah, so welcome back. Welcome back. So I made 370 off half yours, but finished up 170 for the day. So you had a couple of bets throughout the day, Nathan. I should have bet on that horse that James McDonald rode earlier in the day. Yeah, it was almost a given that he was going to win that race. Yeah, absolutely it is horrible to hit them caribou. I don't understand why people do it. I'll tell you what, I've hit a horse before, because I'll give you an example on Joda. Say if he lifted his leg up. Sometimes I've been like, shampooing a horse and gone down on the legs, or been drying them off, and a horse like tried to sort of cow kick me, and I just sort of give him a quick, don't do that. Just a quick tap on the ass like that. And, horses know, they're not stupid. They know they've done the wrong thing. But yeah, for people to actually, properly go up to a horse and actually properly hit them, that's fucking not on. I don't understand why people think that is a common thing in racing and why it happens, but it's definitely not. Who won the Melbourne Cup? Because your horses come 2nd and 3rd. A horse called Half Yours won it. Hip Hop, welcome to the stream. Welcome back. How are you doing? Why did the Melbourne Cup horse bleed from the mouth? Hip Hop, good question, and I answered this a bit earlier in the stream. I'll answer it again. In the steward's report after the race, they noted that he bit the inside of his cheek. It was a tiny laceration. He had his mouth washed out and the blood was gone. So very, very small and minor incident. It's a very, very common thing to happen for a racehorse to bleed from the mouth, particularly when they're wearing a hard crossover and a tongue tie, which is what Half Yours is wearing. A tap honest, yeah, caribou. I've done that plenty of times when a horse has sort of kicked their leg out at me for me simply just drying them off or giving them a brush down there. You just give them a quick tap on the bum, and they know. I tell you what, you guys know a little horse called Damehood, a little chestnut filly that I look after. She's notorious for doing that, and every time I give her just a quick tap and I give her a look, she bloody knows. She's not silly. She knows that she's done the wrong thing. And then, once she gets that tap, she usually doesn't do it again. Good night, Stacey. You take care, and thank you very much. I'll hopefully see you in another stream soon. I really like the alligator snapping turtle. Have you ever seen one? I haven't, Eric. No, but I was kind of planning to go to possibly go to the zoo on Sunday, the Melbourne Zoo, and could maybe do a live stream there, and we might see one. But I don't know. We'll have to see what the weather's doing first before I totally confirm that. If I hit my pony, he just gets worse because he doesn't. Yeah, well, that's right, Hip Hop. That's the thing. If a horse is playing up and you genuinely hit them, that's just going to make the problem worse. It's going to make them nervous. It's going to make them fret. It's going to make them not trust you. And it's just going to make the issue worse. So yeah, the worst thing you can do if a horse is playing up is to hit them. Good morning, Carolyn. How are you doing? It's good to see you here in the stream. It's always lovely to see you. I hope you're doing well, and you've come just in time for Joda to get his carrots. What should I do? Because my riding instructor always hits my pony and I tell her to stop, but she says that I have to. Hip Hop, if that's the case, I'd probably get a new riding instructor. It's never really okay to hit a horse. That they're not going to learn, and they're not going to improve from it. Do you keep Joda an agistment? I sure do, Scarlett, yeah. Joda is at an agistment. hopefully one day I can sort of save up enough money to buy our own property. That'd be the dream. But yeah, at this stage, yeah, me and Joda, he stays out here in a agistment property. Joda does enjoy a good apple, Eric. He loves his apples. I need to actually buy him some. Good, thanks. How's lovely? Yeah, Joda's fantastic, Carolyn. He was very happy to come out and get his feed today. And yeah, Little Bit, hello. How are you doing? How are you, Little Bit? How are you going? I had to call the cops this morning. What? How come you had to call the cops, Mick? What was going on? Joda is. I will. We'll just get his carrots, guys. He's hanging out for him. Joda! What have I got, big fella? What are these? Good boy. Come here. Come on. Turn around. Who's a good boy? Come here. Here you go. I might sit on this side, Joda. There we go. Yeah, it's carrot time for Joda Bear. Good man, Joda. You are such a beautiful boy, aren't you? Yes, you are. Okay, everyone, take care. No worries, Mick. You take care, and I will hopefully catch you in another stream soon. Joda does love his carrots. Yes, hip hop. You chew them up, JJ. That's a boy. I know, I probably should have actually cut these ones. These ones are pretty thick. Handsome horse. Thank you very much, Sherry. Joda is absolutely gorgeous. I know I'm a bit biased, Sherry, but he's the most beautiful horse in the world, is he not? He's got absolutely lovely eyes. I'll tell you what, Carolyn, when I first bought Joda, the first time I met him, he had a fly veil on. He had a fly mask on. And I went up to him, I took the fly mask on him, and the first thing I fell in love with were his eyes. I absolutely loved them. Yeah. How old is Joda? Triple dog. Joda is 24 years old. So put that in perspective. If he was a human, he'd be about 70. Feeling icky. I had to get a shot today. I feel like crap. That can kind of happen when you get a flu shot or something a little bit. So yeah, I hope you're feeling better soon. Is your arm sore at all too? I remember when COVID got around, I had to get a COVID vaccine so I could keep working in racing. They wouldn't allow you to work in racing if you hadn't had the COVID shot. And I got the COVID shot, and I had to strap a horse that night at Moonee Valley. His name was Reju 10, and thank God he was a fairly quiet horse, because my arm was aching. I felt like absolute crap, and yeah, it was just one of the worst nights of strapping I'd ever had. What do I feed Joda like in his hard feed? Scarlet, that's a good question. I haven't answered this one for a long time, but Joda gets a mix of feeds. He gets True Care, which is like a formulated feed for older horses. He gets True Gain, which helps Joda keep weight on. He gets Loose and Chaff for a bit of fluff. He gets Release, which is actually a racehorse feed, and it's good for like a slow burning energy in him, and it's also very much enhances the taste of his feed. He loves the taste of Release. It's a very sweet feed, and he gets 2 carrots diced up into his feed bucket as well. Are you a fan of the Melbourne Cup? I am, hip hop. I love the Melbourne Cup. It's one of my favourite races on the calendar. Joda can be in a wax museum. What does that mean, Caribou? Because he's old. Should have had a V8 instead. Mr. Cheeseproof, what do you mean by that? A V8? My arm is really sore and I have the headache and body. Yeah, a little bit. You must be feeling like absolute dog shit at the moment. So, yeah, you take care, and yeah, hopefully get a good sleep tonight, and tomorrow you'll wake up feeling a bit better. But I think it's probably just your immune system, getting the trying to get used to whatever shot you've just had. Are you real good mates? You and I'm fucking great mates with Joda. He's a lovely horse. I've been best friends with Joda for the last 6 years now. So yeah, we are very, very good friends, myself and Joda. Good boy. Joda, you dropped a big piece on the ground there, buddy. At least I have tomorrow. Okay, well that helps a lot a little bit. You can sort of make sure you rest up and yeah, take care of yourself tomorrow. How many horses have I owned in my life? One, and that is Joda. He's the only horse I've ever owned in my life. But Scarlett, my actual job, my day job, is to look after racehorses. I work with racehorses. We have about 160 horses in work at the stable at the moment. So although I've only ever owned one horse, I am very, very experienced in handling horses and looking after them. Good boy. You chew it up, Joda. I know. Oh, come on, Joe. That's not a very big piece. You can do it. Good boy. There you go. That's better. Seriously though, why have horses' lifespan decreased on average over the past 30 to 40 years? Same as dogs and many pets owned by humans. Are you sure about that, Mr. Cheeseproof? Yeah, are you sure? Because, you know, a horse in like say Joda, a horse in captivity in you know, that is kept as a pet like Joda, typically live for, you know, 25 plus years old, where if he was in the wild, he'd probably be struggling to make it to 20. Most likely he'd be getting to around, you know, maybe 15, 16. So there are several studies on it. Okay, can you post one of those studies on my community page on YouTube? I'd love to read up on it. About horse lifespans decreasing, because that is very new to me. I haven't heard that one before. So yeah, please, if you can, Cheeseproof, link one of the studies and chuck it on my community page, and I'll have a read. How many carrots would Joda? Oh fuck, Nathan, that's a good question. Don't know how many carrots are actually in a bag, but he usually eats a bag of these per day. Yeah, thank you, Cheeseproof. I'd be really interested to read that, actually. I'm guessing you're talking about wild horses and not so much captive ones. Well, I don't know, but yeah, link in the studies, and hopefully the studies can sort of shed a bit of light on it, and I might be able to sort of give my take on it a bit once I sort of have a read. Because yeah, a bit hard for me to sort of answer that question when I don't really know too much about it. Good boy. Probably 8 to 10 of that. Yeah, well, in that case, he'd be eating about, you know, probably, let's say a conservative figure, he'd be eating about 50 to 60 carrots per week. What discipline do I do with Joda? I don't really do anything with him, Scarlett. I just sort of trail ride with him. That's all I really do. So yeah, there's not really a discipline that I take him out and do with him. Like, I don't really compete or do anything with Joda. He just sort of, he's an old man now. He doesn't need to be pushed hard. He's just quite happy to go out into he's quite happy to go out onto trails and just sort of be an old horse and just enjoy his golden years. No, that'd be more than 5 to 6 carrots. I'm sure, hip hop. That'd be close to 10 in the bag, I'm sure. It'd have to be. I reckon that figure's a bit low. I reckon it'd be 50 plus. It's a lot of carrots. Because you got to remember too, he gets 2 carrots every day that are diced up and put into his feed bucket. So yeah, he's getting a lot of carrots every day. Hey Jay. Hey, what is the weather doing tomorrow, mate? I know it's going to warm up a little bit, but do I take your rug off or not? That's the $1 million question, isn't it? Hey, I might have to check the weather app real quick and have a look. What do you think? Hey, Renata, thank you very much. He's a beautiful boy, isn't he? I'll give Joda a kiss for you. Look at him. He's just a gorgeous old man, isn't he? There you go. Good boy. Man, look at all the grey hairs he's getting. Hey, Good boy. Oh, there's a lot of carrot that you dropped on the ground there, Joda, if you want to sort of pick that up, buddy. Good boy. Yeah, good man. Here he goes. Good boy. You vacuum it up. He's a good vacuum cleaner, aren't you, JJ? Yeah. You're not scared You're not scared he might kick you or hurt you? No, I'm not, actually, Meaty. I'm not in the slightest scared of Joda kicking me. I've never once in my time owning Joda has he ever sort of threatened to kick, bite, lash out, or do anything to me. He's no horse is 100% bomb proof, but Joda is very, very close to it. He trusts me, I trust him. Still, when my niece, like if my niece ever comes to see Joda or anything, because she's only young, I still tell her, never walk behind a horse, be safe around them. So I don't let her like walk behind Joda or anything. And I know Joda would never do anything to my niece anyway, but still, it's good just to reinforce the safety measures around horses with kids anyway, even though Joda, he wouldn't do anything. Domestic pets of all types and lifespans on average across the board decreasing decade by decade was a study. All right, cheese proof. If you don't end up linking it, I'll try and Google it after my live stream, and I'll try and read into this a bit, and I can try and give you my take in the next live stream. So if you can, give me a subscribe and come into, or if you make it into, my next couple of live streams, mention it again, and I'll have a chat about it and see what I can come up with. How tall is Joda? Scarlet. Joda is about 16 hands tall, so he's not a huge horse, but he's not small either. He's actually a good size, I think. He's small enough to be nimble and quick, and not too big that he's a bit clumsy. So yeah, he's a really, really good size. I'm very happy with it. I reckon that the biggest horse I'd probably like to get would be probably maybe 16.3. I wouldn't really be too keen on getting a horse that's over 17 hands, I don't think. Good deal. Thank you very much, Cheese Proof. Like I'm not saying provide the give me the studies that to be a prick and like be a say to have a disagreement with you. I sort of want to learn. I want to be a sponge and take information in and kind of learn why that's happening, if it's happening. And if I could sort of find out why and sort of help Joda live longer, then 100% I'd be very, very much open to that. Who's got? Yeah, he thinks I've got some more carrots, but I don't. I'm sorry, JJ, but you've had all my carrots. You've had all the carrots today. Actually, there's a big chunk here still. Here you go. Oh, we'll pick up these bits for you. Here you go. Good boy. Louis size. Yeah, Louis is a huge horse, a little bit. Not that I'd be scared of a horse that big, but just in general, like because I'm like fairly tall as well. I don't know. I just feel like 16 to 16.3 would be like the perfect size horse for me, really. Like I wouldn't turn down a horse that's bigger. Like if I could end up taking Stern Idol home one day, he's about 18 hands. 100% I'd jump at the opportunity, but yeah, I just think Joda's the perfect size. Thank you, Renata. He's a very, very much a beautiful horse, and not just in looks, either, just his personality. There's not many horses that just stand here and stream with me like this, like Joda does, and put up with me talking to the camera like I do, and me annoying him sometimes, and there's not many horses that have the patience that he does. Yeah, he's just genuinely the nicest horse you could probably ever come across. It's so nice. I work with racehorses, obviously, and some of them they're pretty hyped up and pretty fresh, and some of them can be firecrackers to handle. And it is so nice just to come here and handle Joda and not have to worry about him, rearing up in the air or getting up on his toes or anything. It's just so nice to be able to come here, relax with Joda, stream, and have a good time with him. Just had me worried. after reading for my dogs, what I feed just meat, vegetables, and use natural products only on them. Yeah, well, I guess processed sort of feeds would be a contributing factor to then cheese proof if that's the case. So yeah, I can understand why you've sort of using natural products for them to help them expand their lifespan a bit. But yeah, no, there's not many horses that have the temperament that Joda does. My aunt has she has a greyhound cross Irish wolfhound, and she is one of the most hyperactive dogs I've ever sort of come across. Oh, sorry, Nathan. Thank you. I'll have a look. 18 tomorrow, light shower, only 4 degrees overnight though. I might actually leave his rug on, I think. Yeah. Usually I'd take it off, but I reckon we might get a bit of wind as well, so. But yeah. Anyway, guys, my aunt has this, she has an Irish Wolfhound cross Greyhound, and she's, super hyperactive dog. And I remember when I lived in my old house with Joda, she'd bring out her dog to have a run around the paddock and that, and she'd be barking at Joda's back legs and barking around him and running at him, and Joda would just stand there nice and calm and chill like he is now. He would not bat an eyelid. He wouldn't try and kick the dog. He'd just sort of look at it and go, "You are an absolute moron." So that's the kind of horse that he is. He doesn't lash out. He's very, very chill and mature. Got a very good brain on him. And that's why I've said this before, but he would have made an absolute fucking killer of a police horse. He would have been absolutely brilliant at that job if he was given the chance. And but no, that's all right. Yeah. So, like I said, I have that much trust in Joda. It's not funny. Probably too much, but yeah. He's a good boy. He likes being a camera. I think he does too. Cheese proof. Yeah. He's been doing this for a while now, old Joda, and he's I guess he's used to me talking nonsense to the camera all the time, and he's used to just chilling out here and being a good boy. But yeah, it'd be nice to be able to get on his back and start riding him again. It's been a long time, and obviously being an older horse, he's not going to have too many years left of riding, so I got to really sort of appreciate the years that I can get with him, where I still can ride him, because there will come a day where he's going to be too old for me to ride. I simply just don't want to ride him because of his age. Don't want to push him in that. But I reckon it's time to take him back to the paddock, guys. Hold on. I'm just going to check the wind reading for tonight. You know what? I might actually take his rug off. It is going to get up to 18 tomorrow, and I just had a look at the graph. There is not meant to be much wind, and showers aren't meant to come until sort of later in the afternoon. So I've got a feeling I might actually be okay to take his rug off. Yeah. I know it's a little bit chilly at the moment, but he's pretty warm under the rug. I might just take it off, I think, guys. Horses can tolerate pretty cold temperatures. I know Joda's a bit older and, he's sort of lost that ability a little bit, but I think I'll sleep better if I take it off and know that he's not going to sweat. Yeah. Come here, Joda. We'll take your rug off, buddy. Come here. Back up a little bit. There you go. What I should have done actually is put his summer sheet on. That would have been even better. But I left that in the car. Gives him a day to scratch. Yeah, 100%. Because he's had this rug on for the last, 3 days now or so. So, yeah, we'll give him the chance to sort of have a roll around. And you're looking at the camera, JJ. Plus, it'd be good to give him obviously he'll have an itch and a roll, and yeah. Good boy. Good boy. You like that, don't you, Joda? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. go, Jay. Good man. Good man. And you look at that, he's lost even more of that winter coat now, guys. He's very, very close to having it all off, actually. Aren't you, Joda? See? Good boy. How'd you fare for your race picks? Well, I had half yours in my my top 4 picks a little bit, and he won the race. I had Vauban as well. He came 6th. I think I had El Riffa, who came... He might have been 8th or something. 8th or 9th. And then I had Buckaroo as well, and he ended up coming last. So it was sort of a mixed bag, you know. I was pretty keen on half yours, I think. So I'm going to claim that I finally picked a winner of the Melbourne Cup. Been keen on him for a long, long time. Nathan, I think I've told you this before, but I should have, after he won the Caloundra Cup, I was going to back him like in a futures bet to win the Caulfield Cup. He was paying like 100 to 1 at the time, and I should have taken it. I should have put a bet on him then. Absolutely kicking myself that I didn't, but that is what it is, I guess, you know. If you don't bet, at least you keep your money. You know, you don't lose or you don't win. You can just simply keep your money. But yeah, Joda, geez, you're nice and warm, mate. Yeah. All right, big fella. What do you think about going back to your paddock? Have you ever had one of your horses at work race in the Melbourne Cup? Yes, Scarlett, I have. We had 4 of their horses running the Melbourne Cup yesterday. Buckaroo was pulled up with 100. Yeah, he had a way more serious condition than what happened to Half Your. Yeah, people see the blood in Half Yours' mouth and they're fucking up in arms about it. Where is the outcry for Buckaroo? He had a much more serious condition. Yeah, Joda, what are you doing, mate? He wasn't injured, but he had EIPH, so he had bleeding in his lungs. He was vet checked after the race, scoped, and yeah, they found blood, in his airways. So yeah, not good for Buckaroo, and yeah, hopefully he gets a good spell and he will come back a good horse still. He's a lovely, beautiful horse. So yeah, hopefully there's no issues there. Oh, Joda Bear. Oh, you've been hanging out for a scratch, haven't you, mate? Hey? Yeah, that's nice, isn't it, buddy? Yes, good boy. Who's a good boy? Well, that's the spot. That's the spot, guys. We found Joda's spot. All right, JJ. Eric. He has beautiful white strong teeth. Yes, he does. Joda's teeth are very healthy. The dentist was happy with Joda's teeth, and yeah, so we will yeah, I'll take him back into the paddock now. Come on, JJ. Let's go, buddy. Come on. You coming? Come on. Are you coming or not? Are you going to stay there? Come on. We'll just clean that up a little bit. There you go. Come here. Gosh, you're in good shape, Joda. Holy moly. Come on, Joda. There's better green grass out in your paddock, buddy. Come on, JJ. Come on. Come on, Joda. Come on, Joda. Joda, there's a massive paddock of green grass out in there waiting for you, mate. Good boy. Come on. Who's a good boy? All right. Geez, guys, I feel like I've just been ranting pretty much this entire stream. Looks like you don't need a lawnmower. No, definitely not. Joda will, he will clean it all up for us. Hey, good boy. I don't think he wants to come in the paddock either. A little bit. He's quite content in just picking out the grass on the way to the paddock. Yeah, but there's a bully in the paddock. Yeah. The thing that annoys me a bit about that, Nathan, is, Joda's 100% capable of standing up for himself and putting those horses in their place. We've seen it when little Taffy was out there and Joda was being super protective over her and acting like a stallion. But he's just too nice of a horse to sort of do anything when he doesn't have a foal to protect. Come on. Good boy. We'll go and say hello to the other horses. Come on, old man. We'll go and say hello to the other horses, see if they'll be nice to you today. Or if you'll be nice to them. Where's Taffy, Renata? Taffy is in another paddock still at the moment. I should try and find her and go and say hello. I haven't seen her for a while, and I'm sure she would have grown a fair bit since we last seen her. But yeah, Taffy's not here. I should, yeah. I'd love to buy, if I got the chance one day, wouldn't it be awesome if I could buy Queenie and Joda could look after Queenie's foal for her when Queenie's foal is weaned. Do you ever find mushrooms in the poo? I have before, yeah. They wouldn't be healthy mushrooms, but yeah, I have found mushrooms in there, in the horse poo before. All right, Joda. Yeah. Hey guys, it'd be nice to finally get this gimbal to make the stream a lot smoother and make everything sort of feel better. Looks like good mushroom land there. Yeah, it is. If I looked hard enough, I could probably find one for you somewhere. Look at all the grass, Joda. Fuck. Look at this. The grass is like knee high. There's 5 horses in here, and they're struggling to sort of keep up with how fast it's growing. But at least leading into summer, that's a good thing, because there's going to be plenty of grass here for him to eat during the dry period. Definitely won't be using those ones, Nathan. Much healthier mushroom options than those ones. Hello, Jesse. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. What are you doing? Fuck, it's wet in this spot, isn't it, Joda? Hey, be friends. You be friends with Bundy too? Who's this one, Joda? That's all right, Jesse. Don't stress that you're late. It is not an issue at all. You're still here. You still made it. I had my first ride back on Barney since how did he go? How did Barney go in his first ride back? Joda, my feet are getting a bit wet. Fuck, that one's wearing shoes, Joda. Why are you horses bloody hanging out in the wet anyway? You're a bit muddy. You've been having a nice roll, haven't you? Where are they all going? We just did some pole work. That's all right. How did he go with it? How was he, Jesse? Here, Joda. Hold on. You want to run with him? I'll take your head collar off. Here he goes. Yeah, like I said, geez, there is a lot of grass up here at the moment, guys. Renata. Edie, hello. How is Edie doing? Edie? You obviously, that looks like a horse in your profile picture. Is that right? Renata, we had a lady in Australia who fed wild mushrooms to her in-laws. It was, oh, Nathan, the mushroom lady, Erin Patterson. Fucking hell. Can you believe she's appealing that? That is an absolute joke. What a fucking lunatic that lady is. They should give her the death penalty, really. Honestly, they should. Horses are absolutely beautiful animals. Yes, Eric. And it's so lovely to see them when they run around together, and seeing a herd of horses run together is just, it's one of the most beautiful things you can actually see in person. How do I keep weight on Joda, especially in winter? Winter is really, really hard, actually, Scarlett. For those that have been in the stream for a long time, that have been watching my stream for a while, will know that Joda actually lost a lot of weight throughout the winter, and I've had to work very, very hard to try and get it back on him. Like, I've adjusted his feed up, and obviously all the spring grass helps. But yeah, but the only thing I really do is, I've keep feeding him every day. I upped his calories, give him canola oil every day in his feed. So yeah, Joda gets all that feed that helps him keep weight on. That's awesome, Edie. And how many horses do you have, or do you just have that one? She won't get off. She only got 30. Yeah, look, she should have got life without no possibility of parole ever. What are you doing, Joda? Is Bundy following you? No? Is Bundy going to say hello to us? Hello, Bundy. What are you doing? You got a bit of mud on you, don't you? Damn. I had to lunch Barney before I got him. He threw a couple of bucks, so he must have been feeling all right then, Take that as a good sign that he's 100% over his colic. Canola oil is bad. Not particularly, Renata. Canola oil is actually good for horses. Particularly for coat health and getting weight and keeping weight on your horse. It's got omega-3, like a good omega-3s and omega-6s in it, which is why it's so good for horses. The True Care that's in Joda's feed also has got a bit of canola oil in it, I think. What about some organic oil or almond oil? Look, I don't know, Renata. I've always read that canola oil is best for weight gain on a horse. No worries, Jesse. That is fine. You take care. Have a lovely evening, and I will see you in another stream soon. Yeah, Joe's just having a good pick of grass. Time for some nice juicy grass, Joda Bear, is it? Where are you going now? Still in the run of, yeah, he is, Nathan. They haven't caught him yet, Desi Freeman. He has not been caught. I can't believe the conspiracy theories about that bloke. Everyone, you have nutcases praising him and going, oh, he did a good job. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's on child sex offences, apparently, and that's why the police were there in the first case. And then what about the families of the fallen police officers? Do people think about them? But it is very, very strange though that he was able to get away. That's the thing that doesn't sort of make sense to me. Like, I don't understand how they didn't catch him. Where are we going, Joda? Hey, that must feel better, being able to give yourself an itch without your rug on. Hey? He'd be hiding in plain sight. Very weird. Yeah, no, you can't. That's one theory, Nathan, that I've sort of thought of as well. My other one is that he's either not in Victoria anymore, he's interstate, or heaven forbid, he's even fled overseas. The people that say he's hiding in a bunker out in the middle of nowhere, I don't reckon that's I don't believe that is the case. Don't eat the weed, Joda. Yeah, I don't believe that either, Nathan. He couldn't possibly have enough supplies to have lasted him this long out in the bush. There you go, getting some of that long grass out of the way, Joda. Good boy. Plenty of sugar in the grass too for you. No wonder you're looking so well. Just need to get the rest of that last bit of that winter coat off him, and he's going to look absolutely magnificent, guys. And up on his bum. Yeah, look at these weeds though, guys. I'd love to pull some of these out, actually. The thing is, I don't know where we are. Oh. Jesus Christ. It's getting bloody warm over here, Thomas. Well, I'm glad that the weather's improving for you, Renata, because over here it's not improving very much at all. For the next week, it's going to be fucking terrible. It's going to be shit and freezing. I was possibly going to go for... what's the temperature over there, Renata? What sort of weather have you been getting? Yeah, I was possibly going to go to the zoo on Sunday for a live stream, but I'm not sure if I can do that if the weather is going to be what's forecast, which I think is supposed to be rain for most of the day. All right, I'm going to get out of here now, guys. Come here, Joda. Say goodbye to you, mate. Say goodbye to Joda, guys. Goodbye, big fella. Good man. Come out and see you tomorrow, okay? Good boy. All right. Good boy, Jay. See you later, big fella. We'll come out and see you tomorrow, all right? Good man. Hopefully I can test the gimbal out tomorrow, guys, if it comes. It's supposed to. It's supposed to. Honestly, Thomas, in summer, we are almost going to get Aussie heat like we did last year. Well, look, at this rate, Renata, you guys are going to get that heat, and we're going to get an English-style summer where it's we get a top of like 20 degrees, but it's overcast, cloudy, and spitting with rain. That would just be typical of my city if that was to happen. Yeah, for the next week or so, yeah, it is meant to be cold and wet, very wet. All right, let's just put the chain on here. All right, there we go. It's just not heating up in Adelaide either. So yeah, you guys are faced with the same problem as what we are, Nathan. It's just not warming up. Yeah, look, a lot of people from overseas have this thing about Australia where it's always warm and the weather's always beautiful. Well, the southern states like South Australia, Victoria, Tasmania, and southern New South Wales, that is just simply not the case. If you go to Queensland, Western Australia, yeah, those places are generally pretty good most of the year, but definitely not where we live, Nathan. My injury, I did my rehab work earlier today, Renata, and yeah, it's doing all right, doing good. It felt good today at work, my tendon actually. There's not too much difference in the strength between my good tendon and my bad one. I ran yesterday too on the treadmill, so everything is coming along all right. It's just a matter of trying to just taking it easy and just progressing slowly with it. Your femur still hurts, still, Renata. Jesus. Do you sort of get days where, hold on. Yeah, do you get days where it hurts more than others? Also, I am so sick with something called vertigo, and it sucks. It's something to do with, I've heard about that, Jesse. Yeah, you can get really dizzy. You gotta be careful because you can fall over. So be very, very careful with that. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's no good at all. Vertigo. Still taking morphine for it, Thomas, and yes, I do. Shit, Renata, so that's pretty serious then if you're still... If you're still taking morphine, that's obviously pretty serious. Sorry, I was just folding up Joda's rug. But yeah, look, I get the same thing with some mornings, I wake up and my Achilles tendon feels not too bad. It feels all right. And then there's other mornings where it feels absolutely shocking. And I'm like, fucking hell, am I going backwards with my rehab or like what's going on? All right, let's, I'll take this out. So bad, I only had like half an hour when I was dizzy. And that's why I rode Barney. Oh, you gotta be careful riding when you're feeling like that, Jesse. Just make sure you look after yourself. Understand, yeah, completely. I'm glad Renata. That's it's very, very frustrating, but recovery's never sort of linear. Like, yeah, some days you are gonna have worse days than others with it, with sort of any injury really. I've found all over my course of time. Nathan, yeah, if you were to completely tear, like do a grade 3 tear of your Achilles tendon, I reckon that would be the case. Mine was, I was lucky. I've had tendinosis in my Achilles tendon, or both my Achilles tendons for years now. It's just really sore all the time. Like you wake up in the morning and you're stiff, you can't walk properly. And I reckon that's probably going to have to be something I deal with for the rest of my life. Due to being such an active athletics runner, that's just part of it. I had a grade 1 Achilles strain, obviously about 3 weeks ago. And that felt just like a bit of a pinch in my tendon. But yeah, if you were to completely tear your Achilles tendon, fuck, it would feel like you got shot, I reckon. That'd be the worst injury you could have, I think. Or one of the worst injuries you could probably have. Brother done his ACL. ACL, that'd be a really bad injury as well. Having an ACL injury. Jesus. Imagine the snakes would be around here. Oh, there'd be tiger snakes around here for sure. They love water. Hello, Bingo. Welcome in. Bingo, you've made it. How are we used to go riding when I was young, and me and my buddy swear the horses. I had to sweat the horses. I had to walk the horses for an hour and got in shit. Yeah, Triple Dog, that would have not been very pleasant, I guess. Oh fuck, that is still very, very unstable. Holy motherfucking God. He has to go into surgery next week. Yeah, and it's a 12-month rehab process to like fully come back from an ACL tear as well. It's not a very nice thing to do. One of the worst injuries you can possibly get. I was just thinking that's Thomas Snakes. Yeah, Nathan, dead right. There would 100% be probably a tiger snake around here somewhere. They used to be responsible for the most deaths in humans before, but that's been overtaken by eastern brown snakes now. But you typically find tiger snakes in sort of cooler areas, and they kind of love water. They sort of hang around water areas, apparently. Also work with horses, mostly pick up poop. Oh, so you just, you do boxes. There's nothing to worry about that. You know, that's an important job to make sure, you know, they've got a clean bedding and, you know, you're checking for infections, how much water they've drank. So yeah, no, that's all right. That's good. Any sort of job working with horses, I think, is incredible. So yeah, I often jump in a box and I'll clean boxes as well. It's yeah, something everyone has to do. Hello, Classic. What are you doing? Hello. Any more rain? We did have a bit of rain yesterday, Bingo, and a little bit this morning. And I think we're due to get some on the weekend. Harper, hello. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm starting to feel the effects from training a bit. I'm a bit cooked. Classic, we'll give you a pat. Good boy. Hey, it's all right. You're a bit of a spooky horse, aren't you? He's not very confident, this horse, guys. He can be all right. Like, he's fine now, but every now and then he just sort of spooks at nothing. Good boy. Good boy, Classic. You're doing a good job cleaning up that laneway, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, you're a good boy. You're not very big. He's a very small horse, guys. Good man. But you're beautiful and we love you. Good boy. Yeah, Adelaide for Nathan. Gotta go now. See you no worries, Jesse. You take care and I'll, hopefully see you tomorrow in tomorrow's live stream. I'm thinking about moving to Brisbane. A family there. Brisbane, beautiful city, Renata, but be prepared to well, I hope you like the heat because Brisbane's very, very warm. Even in winter, they get beautiful weather. I remember I went up to Brisbane to see my friend Todd last year, and it was about 23, 24. This was in July, middle of winter, and he thought it was freezing, but I thought it was fucking beautiful. It was really warm. Expensive? Yeah, expensive in Brisbane because it's so nice. I'm from a farm near Brisbane. I got the Superfecta in the Breeders' Classic though. Bet 480, 140. Triple, that's all right. At least you got it. I didn't expect, I thought Sierra Leone was going to win once Sovereignty got scratched. I was so disappointed to see that. I hope he's all right though. Like I really want to see Sovereignty run again. Do you know where he's going to run next, Triple Dog? Have they said anything about where Sovereignty is going to go for a next start? Did I watch the Melbourne Cup? I did watch the Melbourne Cup, Harper. I was obviously, you know, supporting our horses, like my trainer's horses. So Middle Earth, Smoke and Romans, Royal Supremacy, and we had one more. Who was it? Not sure, but yeah, I was supporting our horses. But I was definitely not disappointed to see Half Yours win it, because he actually used to be trained. Oh, you follow me up here, Classic, hey? Good boy. Yeah, I was happy to see Half Yours win, because he was, obviously used to be our horse, and I've handled that horse before. Used to work him on the treadmill. I've saddled him up, taken him to the trials and what have you. You will definitely have to adapt to the heat. The Gold Coast in the hills, that would be absolutely beautiful there. Inverted banana. I boxed 4 horses for 20 cents. No, I don't. He got scratched from the Classic. Yeah, I did see that, Triple Dog. It's just, disappointing. But, that's racing, you've got to put the horse first. And, they've obviously made the right call there. Hey, Classic. Good boy. Where's Joda? Joda is in his paddock. Bingo. Good boy. Thank you very much, a little bit. I appreciate that. You take care as well. I hope you're feeling better soon, because it's, I don't want you feeling like shit. So, yeah, you rest up and take care, and hopefully tomorrow you're feeling a lot better. Not allowed to say the name of our farm, but it's a dairy farm between Toowoomba and Brisbane, closer to Brisbane. Yeah, that's all right, Bingo. So, yeah, you're in a nice part of the country. Training, no, Renato. I actually trained earlier before I came out to Joda today, so I switched it around. I trained at I got to the gym at about 3 o'clock, and yeah, I'd finish there at 5:30, I think. So I was there for a while. My rehab work takes up most of the time. But yeah. No worries, Triple Dog. That's all right. Thanks for tuning in and watching the stream. I appreciate that a lot. It's always good to see you come in and talk a bit of racing. Awesome, Harper. Craig Williams is very generous with his time. Awesome souvenir. Harper. What did Harper say? Cool. I was going for Buckaroo because I met Craig Williams last year and got a sign. Harper, that's amazing. Craig Williams is really, really good for that. He's one of the genuinely most genuinely nice people you could ever meet in racing. Lovely bloke, good jockey, and that's something that you'll be able to hold on to forever. So that's amazing. Sorry, I missed that comment. Chihuahua, how are you? Goodbye to Joda. Yeah, no, that's not Joda, Bingo. That's Classic. That's Lauren's horse. He's got the job of just cleaning up the laneway down here at the moment, eating down a bit of the grass there. So yeah, Joda's back in his paddock at the moment. Anyway, guys, look, it's time for me to head off. Some of the French people wanted me to go back to the stable tonight to say goodbye to one of their friends that's leaving the stable and going. But, I don't know. We'll see how I go. No, that's all right, Harper. It's always nice doing a stream. I'm still deciding about the zoo stream on Sunday. We'll check the weather maybe on Friday and then decide from there. But yeah, at this stage, it could possibly go to the zoo. But yeah, who knows? Anyway, guys, good night, everyone. I'm glad you liked the rant, Nathan. I'm thinking about making a long form video about it. I'll see what happens. See if I get pissed off enough to do it. But yeah, guys, time for me to head off. I will stream tomorrow. And yeah, you all have a lovely day, night, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. Tell someone you love them. Tell someone a joke. Make someone smile. People always remember how you make them feel. So do something to impact someone's day in a positive way. Anyway, guys, yeah, that is me done for the night. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow.